Hey you guys, Desiree here from Easy Crafters. I'm a Chalk Tour designer, and today, as we're starting up here, I got a question for you. I am working from home quite a bit right now. Actually, I've worked from home for 17 years. Just trying to get this thing going, my helper app over here. And my question to you tonight, is how do you work from home? If you can. How are you working from home? If you can work from home, how are you doing it? Okay, so, like I said, I have worked from home for 15 years. Have not had an issue. Hang on. Apparently I'm having an issue over here. What is breaking? Oh, that would be something that's breaking. I got a couple things of breaking over here. No breaking. Not supposed to break. It was breaking. Had to fix it. Anyways, back to what I was saying. How do you work from home? If you've never worked from home, how do you do that? Of course, like I said, I have worked from home for 17 years. I'm very familiar with it. And I do have some tips for those of you that aren't, don't know how to do that. Because it can be difficult. And I was just talking to a coworker who is really struggling with this. Because he has a 5-year-old. And his wife is getting pushed to work nights. And, he can't keep the baby all the time. And, they kind of really need her to keep that job. So, he's struggling with it. He told me that his daughter needs constant supervision. But I've worked from home as a single parent when my daughter was 5. I am working from home, and some days like today, I have my granddaughter with me, and I make it work. So, how many of you have children with you when you work from home? I'm not going to say it's easy, because it isn't. I am going to say that it's something you learn to adjust to. I learned to adjust to it really quickly. To me, it's not that big a deal. And that's one of the key points, is don't make it a big deal. So, as we're thinking about that and you guys are coming up with answers for me, I want to bring out the Worry Less, Love More. Okay, this transfer, I think this is a retired transfer, but I kind of thought it's kind of fitting for now. So I'm going to do this Worry Less, Love More, because we really need to do that. We need to worry a little bit less, and we need to love each other more. And I have been watching, I don't know if you know who Mel Robbins is. How many of you know who Mel Robbins is? I'll give you a big hint. 5-second rule. And we're not talking 5 seconds on the ground rule. She has something that's called the 5-second rule. And that means 5 seconds to change your mind. 5 seconds to stop a bad mind habit. So while we're doing that, I am going to peel this off here. You guys can see this is a silkscreen transfer. It has an adhesive here, and this is a shiny side and a matte side, and we always put it back on the shiny side. Plus, we always get to use the transfers 10 to 12 times if you take care of them. More sometimes. I'm just going to go ahead and push this down right here. Just like that. So, and I am still looking. Hey, are we still in here? Is anybody watching? Because the chat room is not showing up. So, I'm going to go over here and see if anybody's chatting with me. Plus, I do need to put this out there. Sure. let's see. We're going to put this into the Easy Crafters craft room. Because the craft room needs to see what we're doing here with Worry Less. And I'm going to go put it in a couple of other places. I didn't mean to do it that way. I am wanting to. I guess I'm going to do it that way. Doesn't want to do that. Ah, there it goes. Yay! I got it in there. So, moving forward, I have my Worry Less, Love More transfer. And, you know, we kind of need to do this right now. And I want to make sure everybody, you know, one of the things I'm talking about tonight, because apparently it needs to be talked about, is working from home. And as I'm doing this design here, I'm going to go ahead and stir this up, because I have been keeping this yellow moist at the bottom, not so much there. I might be able to go back later and do something with that. But I got my chalk paste stirring, and as I'm stirring, another tip I can give you guys, having worked from home for 17 years, if you are working from home right now, you need to set boundaries, time boundaries, a start time and an end time. If your job has not set that for you, you need to set that for yourself. And another thing that helps is having a room separate from the rest of the house helps. I have done it the other way, where I did my job in a living room, and my daughter would be on the other side of the computer watching TV. And mind you, that particular job, I was online live before we had Facebook Live, long time before we had Facebook Live, because my daughter was like 6, 7, 8 years old when I was doing that. And the platform we used was very expensive. I was a tech trainer. And I was going live. She learned really quickly, be quiet, let mom work. And even in the evenings sometimes. And it became a flow. You do have to set boundaries. So as I'm thinking about this and you guys are listening, I'm going to go ahead and put some chalk paste down on the word more. I'm using this yellow color, and I didn't look at what color it was. It might be one of the retired colors, but we have plenty of other yellow colors. So I'm going to put this down. Just like this. And to use a technique that we use pretty frequently, and then I'll scrape it off, I'm going to go ahead and peel it up so that it doesn't dry inside the silk screen. Just this part of it. I'm going to peel it up and let it dry. And as it's drying, I'm going to tell you guys again another tip about working from home. If you are working from home, tip number 1, set boundaries. Have a start and end time. If your job is not giving you a start and end time, you make a start and end time. You decide, I'm going to start at this time, I'm going to end at this time. And you sit there and you focus. Another thing that will help you focus is tip number 2. Well, that was actually the first tip. But tip number 2, put your work in a separate room from where everybody else is. From your main living room. You can do it in your bedroom. I kind of recommend not doing it in your bedroom if you can help it. If you have a different room that you can go in, like a den or something. But, as I said before, you can do it not in your bedroom. You can work in a living room. I have done that before. Okay, looks like, I think this is almost dry. I don't want to touch it. But I'm going to go ahead and drop this lightly down so it doesn't touch it. And we're going to go ahead and bring in some white chalk paste. I'm just going to go ahead and mix this up. Just like this. Right here. And I will take another squeegee, just like this. And I'm going to bring this down like this. Whoa! I managed to get yellow in there. That's okay. We'll let it streak. It can streak. And squeegee it down. And then something else I'm going to do here, because, you know, I am streaking it. I might as well go the whole way. And what I'm going to do is put this down. Add myself a little more of this. This is not usually how I do this. And I'm going to go ahead and spin my fingers over the top here. Just lightly, like that. I got stuff all over my finger. It's okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this squeegee. Because what the hey? I want to squeegee this off. And we're going to pull it up again and see where we're at. So far, so good. We're getting a blend going on here. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to take this finger and clean that off while I'm waiting for that to dry. So, I'm going to use a little bit of water just to clean my finger off. And you'll notice I got a little bit of paste here. That's okay. I'm going to come back in like this. Just like that. And wipe that off. This chalk paste can be removed. I removed something from it before. Sounds like somebody dropped something off at the front door, so the dog is barking like mad. But you can see I'm starting to blend this up. Hey, Nita. Shh. There we go. We're going to make her stop talking. Because doggies need to stop talking. And I am still waiting for this to dry because I think it's still somewhat damp. So we'll keep talking. Keep talking. How many of you guys out there have actually seen Chalkatour before? If you have seen Chalkatour, go ahead and drop me a message down here. And I know I am... Let's see if I can... There we go. Looking for comments. All right, so no comments right now. That's okay. I'll keep going. So I've had a couple of tips so far on working from home. Like I said, I've worked from home for 17 years. Now, if you are in the space where you can't work from home, a good thing to do is start looking for things to do. You need to keep your time and your mind occupied. some of the things you can learn out there. There are tons of people giving free information away about how to do things, anything you can think of. This right here, what I'm doing, this is easy to do. It's actually a business as well. It's a side business because I do have a day job. I'm one of those lucky people. Like I said, I've been working from home for 17 years. And if you are not working from home and you haven't been, it might be time to find a job that you can do from home. And I'm going to be honest with you because I've been thinking for a few years, this working from home kind of sucks because you're always home alone. And people who work from home can work from anywhere in the world. So I'm not just competing with myself, with people in the States. I'm competing with people in India because I work on software. But here's the thing. Working from home and competing against people across the world doesn't mean necessarily that you have to compete with everybody across the world. Certain markets are going to be very specific. Like Chocatour, the market is the US and Canada. So you're only competing against people in the US and Canada. And I think there might be 30 or 40,000 designers right now. And not all of them are going online live like this. So that's an option. Okay, I think this is dry. I'm going to pull this down so I can get the rest of my stuff done. This time, I'm going to pull out this silver paste. And I'm going to mix it up just to make sure that we're good. The consistency on the shimmer paste is a little bit different from the consistency that you find on the paste that don't have the shine and the shimmer in it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put this down. All the way down. Now, here's the next step. Because it's dried a little bit. And I gotta get that down. And we're gonna go ahead, dampen this finger, and here I go. Dampen it a little more. Get this. This is called they call it the ombre effect, but honestly, this is like, those of us from the IT world, we call this a gradient. It never ceases to amaze me that they call this something else. But here we go. And it looks like this right here is coming up. So I'm going to real quickly go down here with a little extra paste. And hopefully that cleans that up. Mostly. But I'm not going to worry about it. So worry less, love more. Everything will pass. And I can't emphasize this enough to you, all of you. We can live through being poor, but we cannot live if we're dead. So, last words here, I want to tell you all, Stay in, stay safe. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye now.